So, who is the Scarlet Spider? What's going on, everyone? Park Life Nerds here, and today we're going to talk about a character who was around when I first started to get into comic books, the Scarlet Spider. Okay, so picture this. You're about 5 or 6 years old. X-Men the animated series and the Spider-Man series are on TV. It's great, you're loving it, you're getting into your superheroes, so you think, I'm going to go out and get myself a comic book. Who are you going to get? Well, obviously Spider-Man. You pick up a copy, get home, well, your parents picked you up the copy, you open it up, and the person who is Spider-Man is not Spider-Man. Someone called Ben Reilly. You're not sure what's going on. He's fighting someone called Kane. Guess what? You've tried to start reading comic books during the Clone Saga. And if I'm honest, this put me off reading comic books for about another year. Until the status quo was brought back and Peter Parker was Spider-Man once again. Alright, so let's break it down a little bit. So, as you're probably aware, the Scarlet Spider is Ben Reilly. Ben Reilly is a clone of Peter Parker. Now, originally he appeared back in 1975. He was created by the Jackal to fight Peter Parker, and as the way everything goes, he ended up joining forces, and everyone was sure that he died at the end of that comic book. So he was supposed to originally be a one-and-done character, but as we all know with Marvel, no character ever really stays dead. So along comes the Clone Saga in 1994, running to 1996. This is where he officially became the Scarlet Spider himself, donning that outfit that we all know and love, the blue sleeveless hoodie and the red spandex. Now, the Clone Saga itself, that was a messy story arc. At one point, no one knew who was actually the real Spider-Man. Was it Peter Parker? Was it Ben Reilly? Was Peter Parker a clone? There was also another imperfect clone running around called Kane Parker. Marvel tried to freshen things up. They're having Peter Parker decide to hang up the Spider-Man mantle as Ben was around. That way he could live his life with Mary Jane. Unfortunately, Ben Reilly died in a fight with the Green Goblin, which meant that Peter Parker had to retake the mantle. Basically, undoing about 2 years worth of stories. Well, I guess we all believed that Ben Reilly had died. However, as Marvel goes again, he's one of these guys who just keeps on coming back. Now, why did they name a clone of Peter Parker Ben Reilly? Well, Ben after Uncle Ben, as with great power comes great responsibility, and Reilly was Aunt May's maiden name, so he ended up taking bits of both to create his new identity. As I mentioned, Ben never stays dead for too long. In 2017, there was a story arc called Dead No More. Now, it turns out the Jackal, who from the original story, had been up to no good. Ben actually hadn't died. What the Jackal had done was he had somehow got his consciousness and was forcibly transferring it between new clone bodies. Before one stuck and it finally worked, all these other bodies were not working. So essentially, Ben Reilly was being reborn and dying over and over again. As you can imagine, this experience made Ben go absolutely crazy. In doing so, he became the new Jackal. Once Spider-Man had defeated Ben Reilly in his Jackal persona, he ended up reverting back to an anti-hero ways and redonning the Scarlet Spider outfit. But this only really lasted a year before he had himself sacrifice himself in the Spider-Geddon story arc. And as you guessed it, he was reborn into another clone body. So currently, Ben Reilly is in a persona called Chasm, who's more of a villain character, and we'll wait to see how long it is till this one is killed off, and he is then reborn as the Scarlet Spider. Okay, so let's talk powers and abilities. As you're aware, he is a clone of Peter Parker Spider-Man, so he's obviously got the same attributes as Spider-Man would. Superhuman strength, speed, durability, agility, stamina. His reflexes are amazing, coordination, balance, and endurance. He's got a high tolerance to pain, obviously the spider sense, and cling to most solid surfaces. He's a master hand-to-hand combatant and So who else has taken up the mantle of the Scarlet Spider? In different universes, say the Spider-Gwen universe, Mary Jane Watson, dressed as a Scarlet Spider. In MC2, Felicity Hardy, who was the daughter of Flash Thompson, and Felicia Hardy was Spider-Girl, dressed as the Scarlet Spider. And one version that everyone kind of knows about is Kane Parker. Kane Parker, obviously the original clone, he is currently running around as a version of the Scarlet Spider, and you do see a version of him in Enter the Spider-Verse. So, reading recommendations. Definitely, if you can get a hand on it, The Amazing Spider-Man 149, his first appearance from 1975. If you can stomach it, the Clone Wars saga, just to get a great backstory on Ben Reilly there. Spider-Geddon, another one, bringing him back to the future. Spider-Verse, he has a great cameo in that as well. And if you can, basically, any of the Ben Reilly run as the Scarlet Spider, it's a great read, and it's an interesting take on a character everyone kind of knows quite well. Well, thanks for listening, guys. If you have any more information about the Scarlet Spider, let me know. It's a character, again, love it, just as it's a slightly different take on a classic for us. I'm not sure if Ben Reilly will ever make a huge comeback, but yeah, he's here. He's back. He always seems to come back to life, so if there's ever a multiversal Spider-Man or an event that needs multiple Spider-Men, you know he's going to be there. Okay, thank you. If you like this, let me know. Subscribe, follow, and let me know who you'd like me to talk about next time.